services. That's why there's a problem in our federal system. Where you go to the headquarters, to the capital, and negotiate for minimum wage for states and local government councils. What is the capacity of this area council or local government to be able to pay? And look at people and say, employ. It is sometimes marvelous when you say in FCT alone, we have over 55,000 workers. How do you justify it? 55,000 workers doing what? However, you can't take a step. That was industrial crisis. But nobody talks about the funding. Where would this money come from? FCT area councils are not like other local government where you have federal produce states and that. What you only do is taxes. Remember, what comes to the FCT is 1% of the allocation of federal government. So if the federal government, for example, gets in a month 800 billion from the share of the inflation account, what they will pay to FCT is how much? 1% of 800 billion is how much? 8 billion.
So understanding, just a moment, just understanding the challenge that the area councils are facing, particularly in that area of education, because I can see that you're making some intervention efforts. Would you say that you would declare a state of emergency in the infrastructure around education, given just how decrepit and how long the battle has been?
Declare a state of emergency to achieve what?
At least, will I say, decent infrastructure in the area of...
Do you have to declare... That's why I quarrel. Somebody who says is a senator representing FCT. All when tested is you want to be invited, what job have you done? Ordinarily, as a senator representing the FCT and members of the House of Reps who are not FCT should make a special claim from the federal government. This is the capital of the country. Let me finish. There must be a special intervention for the federal capital. But that's not like that.
You're in a good place to make that request.
No. That's why, as a senator, as members of the House of Reps, in the National Assembly, you start from there. Let people understand that, yes, you are really speaking on their behalf.
Have you approached the senator to work with her?
I don't need to approach you. You went and said you want to go to Senate. You want to say you want to go to House of Representatives. Therefore, you should know the role you should play. It is not only coming to National Television. It's not inviting me for commission of project. It's not inviting me for us to have a drink. That is not the job we're talking about.
Honorable Minister, let's talk about your image when it comes to the education sector in the FCT. You had mentioned that mischief makers are portraying the fact that you're not putting so much attention on the education sector in the FCT and you're building bridges for showmanship. And you said that you don't publicize some of these works that you have been doing in the education sector due to the size of the projects as compared to the roads and bridges that you have been doing. Don't you think, Honorable Minister, that perhaps putting more attention or some certain level of attention on the education sector and the works that you're doing there would help your administration shut these mischief makers up?
That maybe you have misunderstood me. I didn't say the level of work we're doing is not the level. I'm saying probably because we have all gone to commissioning. It's not only commissioning that you can publicize to.
Do you have plans of commissioning anything, perhaps collectively anytime soon?
I think I did say here that I will provide for the logistics. You are media people, and the Monday secretary will take you around for 1 month. And then you now see what you have done in education, and then you will speak to the people. I hope I said that here. All right. Yeah. I hope I said that. So I don't know what you want. If I have in mind to do any commission, you know what? I'm giving you the assignment.
Maybe we should leave education and go to something.
But again, I will also say, I don't see her a rational person. Somebody who has no mental problem will say that building bridges is a showman. I don't understand that. I don't understand, how do you go to school when there's no road? Some of you have complained that taking your children to school is a problem. Something that will take you 30 minutes will take you 2 hours. And a government has come to say no, this can't continue. It has to be not even that 30 minutes, it has to be reduced to 20 minutes. Now he says the showman trying to show. Assuming we provide the entire schools to be good without roads, what do you do?
All right, we have so many issues to cover, so let's leave that and move to something else. Asuko.
Let's talk about health. I know that you've been making progress in terms of infrastructure, but what of healthcare in the FCT? I know that if you also concentrate on the hospitals and all, the residents will also be happy, don't you think so?
In terms of what? Why do you think we're not doing? What do you think we're not doing the health? Because I think we should do.
No, like I know there are some councils that don't have general hospitals.
Must every council have a general hospital?
Or specialist hospital, for instance. Rather than them coming down.
Is it the problem in Nigeria?
Maybe you should just
I'm coming. Take for example, I'm not in the politics who play in this country that's so bad. Irrespective of what we promote access to education, we don't want to talk about quality of education. Everybody wants a university to be his community. Nobody has asked. These two universities you have provided, what's the quality? All you are interested, let there be universities everywhere, but no quality. I would prefer that I have 3 universities, for example, and then you can talk about the quality of that university or schools. Now we do the same thing. You've not talked about in terms of general hospital. I don't know why anybody should think that within 2 years in office you have provided general hospitals in all the area councils. That is not possible.
At least.
And some are talking about the warehouses. What you would regard as hospitals without the proper equipment that's supposed to be there. Today, we have tried to reconstruct the Ottawa that was abandoned general hospital. We are renovating the general hospital, and then again the one in Guaripa. Go and see the doctor's quarters, the mess. Go and see the work that we're doing there. Like I said, this is just 2 years in office. It is not possible for you to turn around all the sectors. It is not possible. But that does not mean any sector should be neglected. And we are not neglecting. You just talk about the transport system. It is chaotic. We are trying to see what we can do to put it in order, which we have started. But, I appreciate the problem that we have. Like I said before, things were so bad. And so the government has come. Let everything be solved now. And I appreciate the fact that because you are saying we are doing well, and therefore, you believe that we shall have done well in everything. No. We should take the government does not work that way. A government must be focused on targeting that. From this period to this period, this is what we are going to do in this area. From this period to the other period, this is what we are going to do in this area. That's how government is supposed to do. Not just a government comes.
I I just hope everybody understands what we are trying to do here, which is to reflect what the people say. The more you give to the people, the more they ask for.
I agree with you. I agree, but that's why I'm also answering. That's why I'm also saying, let me also hear what we are doing, and this is the way government is supposed to do it. Not the way.
Do you think that it could be as a result of, because it would appear, and in fairness to you, you are not shy of interviews. This conversation you have every month is regular and it's steady.
Yes.
However, people will say that your mandate secretaries should be out there taking questions, taking concerns, and explaining to the people as well what exactly is going on under their mandate.
So they are not satisfied of what I'm briefing them until when the mandate secretaries brief them.
Sometimes people just want to hear from them.
You have your own time to go to them and ask them questions. You will not advise us how, in terms of public appearance, in terms of interviews. Take for example, you read newspaper, you hear what the mandate secretary of health says.
So does your office, supervise this mandate secretary?
Oh, I can't. This is very unfair. If you ask me whether my office supervises the mandate secretary, that would be very much unfair. How will I sit and approve fund? You know me very well. I sit and approve fund for you to utilize, and then you're asking me if I supervise. Do I know somebody who will sit in the office? I mean, that would be unfair. That would be very unfair question to say if I supervise my commissioners.
Let me ask you before we move on from education very quickly. What is so wrong if you stamp your face with perhaps one commissioning of a school project? We have seen you with so many roads, so many critical projects. What is so wrong if you do commission one school project?
So the anger of the people is that I have not gone to commission. Okay, I will not promise them now.
I'm not commission.
Can I promise them?
Okay.
I promise you too. If that's what you want.
It's not me.
What I mean you are speaking on behalf of them because of their worries. Because of their worries. I have not said, okay, to satisfy them, to satisfy you who asked the question, we'll take on 10 schools. As I live here, I'll tell the mandate secretary and tell the protocol to set up a program. Well, of course, we won't do the ones in town. We'll have to go to the rural areas. And I hope you oblige us to also be there. Okay. And two, we won't do it live. I hope you like that. Because you know where I'm going to. Because you don't benefit from the life coverage.
Let's go to something different. About 2 weeks ago or so, you signed an MOU for the Abuja City Walk.
Yeah.
We understand that the Abuja City Walk is patterned after the Dubai City Walk. Now, for those of us who don't know what the Dubai City Walk is all about, I say us, Abuja residents, we don't have to give an insight into what this Abuja City Walk brings to the table.
Yes, let me tell you, it's most unfortunate what we find. General will say leadership is key in anything you are doing. We're privileged. We're privileged to have traveled, and most of you too have traveled. And then when you go to some of these cities, you see that. You say, wow, what is this? What's difficult that we cannot replicate our cities to be like this? To give it, that yes, this is what investment is all about, and this is what grows economy. And then we come back home and live into social city or very fine city. I live into the other city, very fine city. What makes it fine? It's a city that you can find everything that will improve the lives of the people, that makes it easier for the people, and then will improve the economy, will create jobs. So what is wrong that it's not applicable in your own place? And you have the opportunity to also tell your people what we find in that area can be done here. with the right leadership. I don't know whether you've been to the Dubai city.
I have not. I have been to Dubai.
No, okay. I know you, so most of you are going to. I have not been to that Dubai city until when I got this proposal. I'm the governor. I still coming with all kinds of proposal with a portfolio and put a PowerPoint and present. I'm not a fan of that. I want something that, yes, you are serious, yes, it can work, not just to come and fake our mind and this and that has been the case all the time. So I was invited and I went to Dubai and I went to Dubai City. It's a place where you find everything you talk about in life. It's not only where you talk about the rich men. No. Schools are there, all kinds of business, but see how compact. And so I bought the idea. So when they came, and I said, part of our problem is bureaucracy. And I said, look, I've had this experience of no comment that look, they have $18 billion. They have $10 million. At the end of the day, you don't see anything. Rather, they take their property or their land, as case may be, to go to bank and collect more funds. When I was starting university, it has happened. I don't want to mention them, so that the person will also, I want to national television to embarrass him. A businessman. We have to bring down a popular cultural center for the purpose of it. At the end of the day, nothing happened. So when I became governor, I wanted to take back our property. It became politics. In fact, the person went out to start saying that because it's an injure, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I mean, madness. I just stay away. No, so that you don't call this because it's very, very important. So when they came, I said, listen, what do you want? They said they want social place and they're going to divide in phases. So what time limit? They said, well, they want to go back and then come back and see whether we're ready. So I said, no, we're ready now. We'll take you to where we think. And all those who will be involved must accompany us. The director land, the director survey, the director development control, the director urban and regional planning. I said, yes. We moved down to the place and they were very happy. Okay, what do we do? Can we have the design you want? Director development control, I don't want to hear bureaucracy. Some staff are trying to, sabotage, you didn't pay this, I don't want that. And I told them, bring the drawings, I will take it and submit it to the development control. Development control, tell them the charges. Within 24 hours, it must be done. And it was done, and they paid the fees. Now, that's okay. Director of Land prepared documentation for them. However, if in this first phase you are not able to complete the first phase or achieve it, the land reverts back to us automatically. Not where you see people are applying for mass housing. 10 years, nobody's doing mass housing. 10 years, they are dividing and selling the land. Look at the problem we have with the PECO. You know where a sunrise is? Sunrise. But a good chunk of land. Paco claimed that the FCT gave them 500 hectares for housing. For how long? Instead of them to develop the houses, Paco started dividing the land, selling. When I came up, I said, no, this is not right. If it's to sell land, government could as well sell the land and make money and develop the city. What happened? All over the television, social media, I'm fighting the Igbos. I'm doing this. That is the country where you are in. Now, on this investment, which the people have signed, that so-called Abuja Technology Village. Ask who owns Abuja Technology Village. If you see the corruption, Abuja Technology Village is the baby of that city. FCT provided the infrastructure for more than 20 years. Go and see litigation, grabbing of land. 20 years. Nothing has been done. 20 good years. You go there, they have wanted there, you see where tankers, LNG tankers are back, they collect money. You see somebody to one side, they collect. Oh my God. So you see, some people are not claiming of having CFOs. I said, I can't understand this. I said, okay, I'm going to solve this problem. That's what they call Abuja Technology Village. So when this movement came, politics started. What is the politics? The boy who is there, who said is the acting MD. I said, who made the acting MD? There's nothing like that. We have given 200 hectares, we have signed a memorandum of understanding that they have to do the first phase of this, the Abuja City work. And if it is not done, we are saying that Mr. President is going to do his 30-year anniversary next year. And they have promised that they are going to complete this first phase. And if, calm down, don't rush. If this first phase is not carried out, the law refers to us. There's no grammar about it. Politics again started. Because it's from social place. Because the now started writing, that investors have come with $660-something million. This came now because of these investors have come. But when you have rented all this land, I said, no, we will not accept that. Remember, one is a program directed that we should renovate, overhaul the Taisa Conference Center, which is a Taisa Conference Center now. Somebody went to court that he was given to run. He pays to FCT $50 million a year. And you and I can attest to the whole place was run down. When we shut down the place, politics came. One senator called me, why can you do this? How can you do that? I said, what did I do? This man is my mind. I said, yes, there's nothing wrong. But as a senator, as a citizen of this country, who loves this country, are you happy that that is the Taisa Conference Center, that you host international bodies? You will not. I ignored it. It's our property. It's not your property. And look at the money we spent. Look at what it is today. You are paying us $50 million a year, but we are paying over $1.something billion in a month. Well, you are paying us $50 million a year. So, what does that say? You see, if we don't, it's a leadership we require, people may not like it. People may not like it, but it has to be done. So now, what we are doing now, in that place, I hear somebody say he is going to court. I said, look, it's good. That will not stop us from going on to do such a project that will change the face of the city, create employment,
I was just about to ask you the benefits. What we are hoping to benefit.
Take for example now, as you are building the structure, without the people working here. Take for example, I'm just using that as an example. You are creating a hub where so many facilities will be. You spend over $1 billion. What investing $1 billion in an economy? What benefit do you derive? So many things. Look at the constructions I want to be. How the economy will change. And somebody is telling me that because of your selfish interest of renting for over 20 years, make shifts. The government will not move on. The city will not move on. And we have been crying. What is happening in Abuja? And people, the president has traveled so much of wind investors that the environment is conducive. We can guarantee you this, guarantee that. And you are sitting down to sabotage that effort because of your selfish interest. We will not allow that.
Minister, the amenities that you have mentioned that will be in the Abuja City Walk and the other side attractions kind of seems similar to things you would find in places like the Centenary City or even the Renewed Hope City that is springing up in, within...
Where is the Centenary City?
Well, I'm driving somewhere, Honorable Minister. You have mentioned that the first phase of the project will be commissioned by next year, ahead of Mr. President's 3rd year anniversary in office. How is this possible that within this short time...
Why not? Hold on. Sometimes let's ask questions. This is what you have told me, and I said, if you don't do this, the land goes back. So it's not my business. My business is our understanding that unlike when you give out land, like I told you here, somebody took 500 hectares of land for housing. Where is the housing? You give me a CFO. Nothing to say, if this is not done, the land goes back to a government. And this is how people have used government to make money without carrying out the whole essence of agreement. But if you see what I do today, we have seen that pattern. I've seen that pattern now. That if we come now to say what we call swap, we provide infrastructure in these areas, then we use enough. We agree. Let there be proper documentation from what time to what time. Before there's nothing like that. And nobody will want. And if you have now come to say, look, this pattern must change. People need to quit it. It was not done there before. The mere fact that it was not there before does not mean it will not be here today. We must have to do things that will make people think that yes, we are carrying out the right thing. And people will have confidence in you.
Okay. Honorable Minister, I still want to follow up on the issue of you said 45,000 hectares allocated to a health institution. Some thousands of hectares allocated to a health institution that you have to...
It's not health. You get to say the mass of Abuja.
No, the earlier one, when you were talking about some hectares of land allocated that you have to... Exactly. So I want to ask for an update on the 11,000 hectares of land allocated to Abuja that went bust recently. That's one. Two, don't you think that the level of cynicism and criticisms of your achievements, many of them lauded in Abuja, is as a result of the fact that, yes, I reckon there must be an Abuja master plan, of the fact that it is not visible. For instance, you have in Singapore, people can keep track of development. In Singapore now, people know what next government is going to do. I don't think they should make it visible to the public, in which case they can keep track of it. They know, for instance, what's the next thing that
I like us. We're not realistic. You are seeing what I'm talking about here now. We're being theoretical. Why are we having problems? That even when government has said this is the master plan, somebody comes to destroy the master plan, and you come up to us and this cannot be. Instead of you to agree that what I'm doing is the right thing, you come with that religion. And that is the truth of the matter. That is the truth of the matter. That is the base of our problem here. I thank God you are here asking this question. But tell yourself a simple truth. Assuming that the man who destroyed that master plan is from your area. No, let us tell ourselves a simple truth. And I've come on board to say, no, this is wrong. We have to go back to what it's supposed to be. Being a journalist, he will come and meet you, see what a wicked is doing, because he hears the Igbos, he hears the Yorubas, he hears the Hausas, for example. As somebody who I think should say, listen, tell me the truth. Did you not destroy the master plan?
Yeah, but isn't it because there is no transparency? Nobody knows what the master plan is.
No. What is transparency? The master plan is a document. The master plan is a document. It's not, for example, if you say, here's a green area, I must be green. Somebody in government comes in, or a director in the ministry, or in the FCT, one way or the other, plays his game. And then, unknown to you, let me tell you, this 500 hectares of land I was saying, that was given to Paco, was signed by a director of land when the minister had just left. And what did they do? They connived, they went to court without, and some FCT without the legal department knowing. And even if you know, they take somebody in the legal department to go and concede to the case. You are handicapped.
Whatever it is, can you just clear this issue between the Abuja Technology Village and the Abuja City Hall?
No, there's nothing to hold.
The Abuja Technology Village.
There's nothing to clear about the Abuja Technology Village. There's nothing to clear. I'm the minister of the FCT. Right? Abuja Technology Village is a credit of the FCT.
Okay. So nobody is going to court.
What are you going to
stop the Abuja City Hall?
What are you going to court for? Is it I mean, the Abuja Technology is who is Abuja Technology Village?
It's a big of the FCT.
I don't understand.
Investors have taken me to court. They say they've invested so much. They have the they do have the CEO of the land. And then another minister, we talk about investors.
Can I tell you, my sister, I have told you here about what has happened in that Abuja thing. I have told you here that for the past 20 years, that government has provided infrastructure for people to come and invest. Did you understand me? And I told you that nothing has happened. What you were doing was to cut some pipe, give some people, rent out, this and that. Is that the investment that you're talking about? Is that what government will provide such level of infrastructure? And let me tell you, nobody will say gazetted by who? By who? Can you help us and give us the gazette?
So all of that have been revoked. And the land reverted back to them.
We have given land to the investors, and investors are going to invest and build on the investors.
Yes,
those who want to invest.
That's the clarification.
That's what I'm saying. So it does not matter anybody. I told you there are so many CFOs there. I told you this.
But it's the fault of the investors.
Who do you call an investor? Who do you call an investor? Who do you call an investor?
People who bring their money into the country.
Where is the money for 20 years? Where is the money?
What about the Abuja University? University of Abuja.
Okay, hold on. So let us not take that now. Yeah. So when you say investor, when you say anybody comes there, I'm an investor. You're an investor for 20 years. Not one block has been put on ground. And you use government land to build to rent and collect money. So that makes you an investor. That is not correct. Now they talk about Abuja University. People should say the truth. Look, I came what I met. The former minister had invoked that land. The former minister. Now, you see, the problem we have, when you revoke and you don't implement Do you understand me? Now, it looks like nothing has happened. That's what I said. The problem we have that the inability of previous administrations to implement decisions they have taken. Now, and let us tell ourselves the simple truth. Tell me anywhere in the world where you say university has 11,000 hectares of land. Tell me, let us be reasonable. You can abuse anybody as you choose to abuse. That's not the point. Today, EFCC Academy is in that University of Abuja. Who gave them? Was that the one? If it is your property, EFCC Academy. Police have their own property there. And who said this? That is the district, Giri district. No road, nothing. What the university did was to just, if you are going to the airport, from beginning down to Gwagwalada village, what they do? First, they come and wake up. Can I, people should take it easy. It's their colleague that asked the question. So let the public also benefit and appreciate what is going on. What they want to do sometimes, you have something they cut out. They give you. They collect money. What kind of system is this? And who are constitution? There are institutions. Here we are getting decongested. You know that. Everything are getting congested. Do you know that? And we have to move. Now, we say, look, 11,000 hectares. You can't. We can give you 4,000 hectares. And you know it's called 4,000 hectares. I'm not talking about 4,000 acres. Some of you don't know about land. Not 4,000 plots. I'm talking about 4,000 hectares. 1,000 square meter. I mean 10,000 square meter gives you 1 hectare. So what I do about 4,000 hectares? 4,000. Now, what the university is saying, oh, there are rocks. Beautiful. There are 2,000 up to 2,000 hectares. Is made up of rocks. That's right. That's why the university. If you have rocks, you can turn it to what? Assuming they're not considering. Do you know what it's called about? 2,000 hectares rock. How can people just come and, I mean, the nation where in Abuja, there are 2,000 hectares of land is what? People should see, this is one thing we must not do. We must stop this. I will not be minister forever, but I will do the right thing for Christ's sake. If I'm the head of the institution, and you tell me some area will have rock, then because I come there for me, I will turn it to something that will need money for the university. It's just that nobody wants to use his head to do something. You all want, do you know what's called a rock? Take for example.
Honorable Minister, we have to go to break.
Well, it is because of you. It is because of you. When we saw these things, imagine where somebody tells you 2,000 hectares is rock. Can that be possible?
It's a question for our audience to ponder.
Can that be possible? People just come and bring blackmail propaganda that government should not proceed 4,000 hectares of land. How many have they developed it today? How many? And we're saying that, look, there are institutions. My EFCC Academy is there. The DSS, above India. Police. And we're saying we have to do roads. All this propaganda, we can stand to do this. I will do what is right. When I leave, whoever comes, he said, don't want to do this, but posterity will be. Don't know that. As at the time I came, I tried to correct certain things. That's my position.
At this point, we take a break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation and we'll be talking politics. Perhaps also finishing some other questions around the FCT. Please stay with us.
Welcome back to the FCT. This is Ministerial. 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 This is Ministeri
UCC ahead of you, find DSS and so many other institutions. Now, my question is, were these lands given out to them by the University of Abuja, or were they given out by the FCDA without your consent?
What do you mean by consent? Where is it by us?
Without your approval?
No, as I came on board,
whether now or before?
No, you see, what I told you about without the approval of FCT. But if you are saying by me, you're asking because now as the minister, not a problem. EFCC secretary, I've been there before I came.
Who gave them the land?
It's university. That's what I'm asking, because the forum is I've already revoked this land.
And this one?
Yes, I'm going to ask you, Honourable Minister, have you decided what to do or what will become of the 7,000 you have revoked from the 11,000? I want the audience to find out as well.
No, that is a district. So many things will come in place there. Like I told you, DSS has applied and they have a place. Police has applied. But it will no longer going to be just applying. It is going to be, you are planning to use it for what? How long are you going to develop it? If you won't develop from so time, the line will pass automatically. It's not going to be like give DSS 200 hectares, yes. It remains there for donkey years. No development. And then when they say it's not developed, DSS will come away where heads of security can't really defense up. Police comes, want to build social academy, you give them. Why would you develop it? 15 years and nothing has happened. And then you say, look, we can't allow this. Police come, don't work accountability here. We are the head of security here. That is our problem.
Yes, so I was trying to ask about those land titles that were revoked, because of non-payment of grand rent. And I know that Mr. President actually gave a grace period of 2 weeks. So what next? What are you going to do next?
But you should know what I'm going to do next.
Because Nigerians want to do it because it's more than 2 weeks. It's more than 2 weeks.
That's 2 weeks at last.
Yes.
Without being told. I'm not. It's unfortunate. And I thank God. Mr. President said 2 weeks, 1 month. We're more than 3 months. That is Nigeria for you. So what? I'm worried. We have just finished a program of commission and commission. Then they go home and sleep very well. Very soon, I'm going to seal up all those property. I'm going to seal it up. You see, you can't deny us of the taxes we use for development. You are talking about here now, health sector. You are talking about here, education. You are talking about what have you done in other social just what are we going to do with it? With what? With what? You want this? Pay us the tax that are supposed to be paid. He said no. And you want us not to do anything. We have listened to Mr. President. He is wisdom. Give them 2 weeks. Give them 1 month. We have done that. Some have complied. Some have refused to comply. Tomorrow, by the time you start doing this, of course, the normal politics will come up. Sometimes they say, well, you see, it's a political period, it's not good to antagonize voters, this and that, these are businessmen, it's not good to let investors not lose interest in investing, all kinds of things that we say. I will not listen to that. Bear it in mind, I won't do it. If you have not complied, if you have not paid, we are going to say it up. There's no magic of talking more, talking this. So you can blackmail as much as you can go to arrive, pay, stay there for how many hours. We are going to carry it out. We are going, if you like, spend all your time, carry all the CSOs, civil society, let them say anything. This is what we cannot continue to allow in this country. You want good thing, we don't want to pay for it. Take for example, how many poor people live in my town? How many poor people live in Wuse 1 and Wuse 2? How many poor? I mean, we all come up to all kinds of things. The rich man will go. hire the media, hire people to go to the press, to talk as if they're talking in favor of the poor people. Ask yourself this question. Mention how many poor people would own houses in Batamaya. What are you talking about? Let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. How many people have companies in Matama, Central Business Area, in Wuse, in Garki? How many poor people?
Let me ask this quick question, sir, on the issue of sanitation in the FCT.
You are not talking about sanitation.
Yes.
Why is the money to carry the sanitation?
Is it more about money or mobilization?
Mobilization of what?
Mobilization of the people.
To which people?
The what? Cleaners.
Then the cleaners who will pay them. Why is money to pay them?
Is it a question of there's no money or a question of...
The point I'm making is this. First of all, have you asked whether the city is owing? Have you asked?
Are we owing?
You don't know that we should owe when you need to pay our taxes?
I pay my tax.
No, I didn't know you pay, but when I tell the books, I know whether you pay or not. But the point I'm making, you see, it takes two to tango. The point I'm making, and who are these people talking? You see, that's why, when it says sanitation, I just wonder. The rich know who is in Matama wants the city to be clean. Isn't that correct? But he doesn't want to pay the ground rent.
But Minister, your administration has boasted of generating a lot of money via ground rent, and even the
one is saying a lot of money. The problem you have when you say a lot of money, if you pay money for 2023 and that money is used for development or cleaning of the area, does it mean you not pay for 2024? So when is there enough money? What is called enough money?
A funding problem.
To define enough money. So what?
Are you saying I'm having a funding problem, a money problem in the FCT?
Every government has a funding problem. And that's why government blocks all loopholes. That's why in the advanced countries, there is no issue of taxes. You can even go free in murder case than going free in tax evasion.
Yes, but truthfully...
but the point I'm making that, to be fair to you, yes, what happened in terms of sanitation is that we have had all this old contractor before now. As I was going on the procurement process, some people don't have the capacity. But you see, in terminating these jobs, it takes a process. It's this contracts are given political basis. Yeah, my brother, can you take the streets for cleaning? What is his capacity? What does he have equipment to do it? And now, by the time you go terminating, it's a process. And like I said, do you know those who are behind it? You don't know. Some of them are people who are politically influential. and sometimes it should be paid for people like us every day. What to see, what to pass through. When we take decision to do the right thing, you see all kinds of comments from everywhere. But you should take the pains to ask questions. You should take the pains to ask questions. It is not easy. When you have the high and mighty living in a city who think that they are above the law. I just told you simple issue of renovate, put the international conference where people can say, yes, this is an international conference. Look at the backlash. Look at the problem.
All right. Honorable Minister, we've spent so much time on the FCT issues. Shall we discuss some little politics? Pastors would like to have the first shot.
Yeah, Your Excellency, sir. I don't know if you know that in today's Nigerian politics, you are seen as the archetype of what? The archetype, a replica of an old Roman god called what's his name now? Who has Janus. Janus has double face. You are a major stakeholder in the PDP. You are also working in an APC government. People are asking whether this says something loud about your political character and personal ideology.
If he does, is it recommendable? Is this political character recommendable? Second, Your Excellency, is the fact that now one of your political sidekicks, former governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, recently called your party the party where you spent several years as a major stakeholder, what do they call, a carcass. Are you happy?
First of all, he has his opinion. He knows why he says it's a carcass. I have never said it's a carcass. So all I thought he should have said, or find out for him, he must have had his reasons why he says it's a carcass. So I cannot. I didn't say it. So I don't know why you should ask me that question if I'm happy. Now, and let me correct that question, please. Next time, don't say people say, I don't know where you are, where people met. So some people say double face. I take exception to that. Serious exception to that. We must like people who will tell you this is what they will do. And they will do. I made it clear. I was not going to support Atiku Abubakar. I did not attend their meetings. After attending their meetings, I went and do a different thing. I said for equity, fairness and justice, it is the turn of the South to produce the presidency of Nigeria in 2023. I never hid it. So the issue of double face does not arise. They couldn't say they saw me in their campaign. I spoke in their favor, and then I went and did a different that would have been double face. So from day one, I said no. Two. And I said, I'm not going to support them. Who am I going to support in the South? And there are two parties. Well, I mean two alternative parties. You had the APC, and you had the, what do you call it, what's it called now? I don't know. Okay, but I hardly remember some of these parties that I have. So this it says Labour Party, and I looked at it. Who, first of all, my own judgment, in my own opinion, will stand to win that election. Two, who has the capacity to take away Nigeria from where we were? That's my own judgment. I was right. And Bola Tinubu won the election because I was right and said there's a tendency that he is going to win. Two, doesn't have what it takes to bring Nigeria out from where Nigeria was. So, that judgment, I'm right today. Now, on the issue of me working in APC government, we forget history. Why is it that? That's why I said we shouldn't have had that question. Bola Ige was a Which party when he became Attorney General of the Federation under Obasanjo. So Bola Ige had a double face.
Well, he never spoke his party.
He did what?
He never spoke ill of the
party never had a problem.
No, it had a problem.
No, what was the problem? I didn't know that you were a major player. I didn't know that you were a major player.
I supported the activities.
No, you see, that is the problem. When once you have pitched your tent, you don't want to pull out yourself. You don't want to pull out yourself. And our questions mostly are based on where your interest lies, which is not correct. Which is not correct. Now, what is the problem in PDP? If you are saying that, look, you are an opposition party. Are you not supposed to be the one to put your house in order to fight the ruling party? And when you say put your house together, you are being accused of another. It's okay. What is happening in PDP to do? Have I not predicted it before now? So what is something that if I'm giving you, but look, if you don't do this, see what's going to happen. It's not in your place to say, let us put so that this thing will not happen.
Okay, Honorable Minister, let's talk about those predictions that you made. You insisted that President Sam Anyanwu will be the National Secretary of the party. Today, he is.
I did not insist. I said the law should be obeyed.
Yeah, he is.
So if you do what I insist.
Honorable Minister, you also said you were going to remain in the PDP and fight it to the end. Today, you are still a member of the PDP.
Yes.
Those you describe as buccaneers and vampires, you say have left your party.
Yes.
And there have been defections.
Yes.
But do you think that your party is out of the woods? Is the crisis over? Especially when the President Bola Tinubu continues to infer through your party as the sinking ship.
He's entitled to. Just like I'm entitled to say anything about a party. Now, but let us get it clear. I never insisted that Sam Anyanwu must be. I insisted that the right thing must be done. If the right thing to be done is that Sam Anyanwu should be, if that is here, title that I insisted. If the law takes place, so be it. And the law has taken place. And I don't know all the prophecy said I did.
Now you remain in the PDP, you will not defect. Then
I said I'm going to remain in PDP, and which I'm still in PDP. And that was saying that the right thing must be done. I will not leave this party, which I have done everything for the buccaneers and vampires. If I have left the party, the buccaneers and vampires would have remained in PDP to come and collect ticket.
Is the crisis over?
Well, it is over for now. Because there are still some things remaining, which I've told them they must do. One is, our South Zonal Congress that was held must be upheld. There's no two ways about it. Now, when we were doing a South Zonal Congress, the National Chairman claimed that the PDP government will support of that Zonal Congress. Where are the PDP governors now? Where are they?
So, Honorable,
our Congress was held in Calabar, and there's nothing anybody can tell us. If they want another round of crisis, so be it. That Congress must be the chief that will be emerged as the national vice chairman of the Congress. The court allowed it for the Congress to vote. Congress was held. The so-called national chairman of the party went and wrote a letter to INEC. Congress was held on Saturday. Say, for example, on the 5th. And you wrote a letter on the 8th, for example, that Congress has been postponed. Something was held on the 5th. And the 8th it was postponed. So there are two ways about it. The national vice chairman of PDP South is Chief Dan Obi. If they don't agree, that's another round of crisis. Two, the South East Congress, which they produce cannot stand. The court of law is no longer a member of the party. You cannot. You see, these are the things I tell people that what I don't like is impunity. And for somebody like me, we will not condone it. I will not allow it. We will fight it except they correct it. They said I'm going for a convention.
The convention? Are you not part of it?
yeah, the convention.
You have not corrected this. The convention is in November.
It's in November.
Let us wait. Let the matter, first of all, there's still time for them to resolve it. Before we talk about the convention. Resolve the matter. If the matter is not resolved, there'll be crisis.
Okay, sir. Honorable Commissioner, Honorable Minister, how do you see the opposition coalition? Like the coalition?
What's that?
The coalition.
Coalition of
yes, the coalition.
Coalition of who and who?
Should that ensure the deal of the party, the ADC?
Listen. If you say ADC, how is it a coalition? What makes the coalition? What's the coalition?
So what protection of
So a lot of people, so how do you think this will then be able to survive even next year?
All the political nature have been known from the campaign going from one party to the other. So every political period you do coalition. Every political period you do a coalition. Every political period you do coalition. Which, you see, if you say some people have joined ADC, it's okay. It's not the first time they have joined new parties. Take for example, it is in their bloodstream that this is what they want. That you can't change it. I think it was in PDP in 1999. You forgot?
No.
You forgot?
No.
Under Abasan, they have problem with him. It's not correct. Later he joined who? AC. Which AC was controlled by who? Controlled by who? Not by the president now. First, speak out.
We're asking questions.
No. Now, what happened to him after he came back to PDP? Is that correct? Is that not correct? Then, what happened? He moved again to APC. Is that correct? From APC again, he came back to PDP. Is that not correct? Is that not correct?
Yeah.
Just to get presidential ticket every time. Then, from PDP now, he has gone to where again?
APC.
Kai. So, see, let me tell you. You tell me. I don't know. If I'm his son, I will sit him down. I said, Dad, I did for whatever it works. It's just, how can you tell me as your son, you have made this history of jumping from one party to almost 80-something years? How?
So they say they want to rescue Nigeria.
Hold on. Rescue what? Who has signed? You are VP for 8 years. You are VP for 8 years. You are the chairman of National Economic Council. What happened?
Honorable Minister, your ground seems to be with the former Vice President.
No. I'm taking one by one.
Are you undermining those?
No.
Are you undermining?
Allow me.
Yes.
I want the viewers
Yes.
to you ask, and you're talking about coalition. I said you call coalition because when I move from one party to the other, that means coalition.
So you have only taken one person.
I'm just explaining. I will take another person.
Are you undermining the group of people who have left? Don't forget that members of the APC have also left. Some people have left the APC and are also a part of this ADC.
That's what we are saying. All over our political history, people leave one party to the other party. That does not mean coalition.
When they're from multiple parties?
Which one? That one was listen, PDP. Some people left other parties and joined PDP. Some people left PDP and joined APC. Some people are not even APC because of one interest or the other. Ask me, what are you coalition for? What's the rescue?
If it's not a coalition, what would you call it?
You are the one who gave them. I said people join a party. People join one party they call ADC. Let me tell you why they have to do that. It is difficult now for them to have it in PDP. All this has to do with presidential ambition. Can I get my ticket? The way PDP is now, it's not likely that people will get ticket. Therefore, it's not comfortable. Then he goes to tell you, let's go. Let's do a coalition against PDP. It's not correct. It is because he cannot get the presidential ticket under PDP.
What do we say about Senator David Mark?
To do what?
Senator David Mark. Who led the PDP? Who has been in the PDP since its inception?
Can I tell you something? When we started having this issue of national chairman in North Central, there was pressure that the man could be the national chairman. We refused. Yes.
Why?
Why would you not refuse? What change will he bring to the party? He had been in the party, was Senate President. He was the Senate President for 8 years. What are the things that happen? What is the improvement? I have told you here I prefer somebody who has not had any position, who has come to tell me that, look, I'm doing this because this government, I want to help for a change, to achieve this and that. I will not listen to anybody who has been in power for 20 of years, who has refused to contribute anything to the development of the country. And now you come now to tell me this story, that look, we need to rescue this country. You were there, the country was sinking. You didn't rescue.
Minister, earlier when we were talking about the 2023 general elections, you wanted to talk about Labour Party, and you said that you hardly remember such names. However, in the last 4 weeks, we have seen you meet with top political generals and lieutenants in Nigeria's political landscape, talking about the Labour Party chairman, Julius Abure, the Delta State Governor, the Enugu State Governor. Is there anything brewing that you might want to let us know, perhaps politically, or is it just a show of camaraderie with them?
Meeting Delta Governor, I never met with Enugu Governor. Please. Okay. So I get your facts right. I met with the Edo State Governor. I met with the Ebonyi State Governor. I met with Kogi State Governor. So when you say I don't remember these parties, they are not parties. So that the public will not say that I don't remember the names of these people. So that what I mean, well, there are two parties then that will make choice, since I was not going to support Atiku Abubakar. Because part of the problems we have, you people, when you ask questions, you will ask questions that people will fully, and before they go home now, and they begin to interpret. Governors came to me, they are my friends. We relate. I was a governor. They asked me questions, and I also asked them questions. How are you doing this? How are you doing this? When you were there, how did you do this? Now, he said, Abure came, of course, he's a politician. I'm a politician. What is wrong when politicians meet themselves? Just like you journalists you meet. Is there any crime that you meet?
So there's no political undertone to it? Ahead of 2027 general elections?
Undertone?
To the meeting?
Why would I want to tell you what I'm planning against 2027?
So you are planning something?
Why would I'm not a politician? But why should I come and let you know what I'm doing? What did the
political interpretation to that meeting outside is that you are probably the hand that is stoking Julius Abure's confrontation or disagreement or dispute, if you prefer, with the candidate of the party, the Labour Party.
P2B.
Yes. You are the one stoking that crisis between the two of them.
So who's the one stoking the problem we have in my own state? If I'm the one stoking the... Look, let me tell you. Anyway, I'm not here to help anybody who's my opponent. If they're having problems, it's my prayer that they should continue to have... Do you help your political opponent?
Speaker, well.
Do you help your political opponent?
They're not politicians, Honorable Minister.
They're not what?
They're journalists.
They're not Nigerian.
Journalists cooperate, but we don't know about politicians.
I can tell you the worst politicians we have are journalists. If you want me to give you that, I'll give you that.
That's not good.
There are even more politicians than we claim that we are politicians.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. But Honorable Minister, let's go to your home state of Rivers.
Yes.
We saw this reconciliation between yourself and the suspended Governor Fubara, and a lot of people had hoped that in the spirit of reconciliation and goodwill, especially since this peace was brokered by the President, that by now we would have seen the lifting of the suspension and perhaps a reinstatement of Governor Fubara. Is there any conversation going on in that regard?
Was I part of those who declared a state of emergency?
Aren't you curious as to what exactly is delaying the restoration of democratic governance back in Rivers State?
Oh, I didn't know that what you're talking about. But there are process now to restore democratic governance. Is that not? Is that not?
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
No. You see, I've never seen people that was made peace means that when the governor comes back, that peace will continue. The whole thing you're talking about is not just about government. It has to do with the entire system. You need to heal once. And the governor has now come to tell you here that it's not comfortable with what has happened. You have seen the governor say, look, that if President Tinubu did not declare a state of emergency, that he would have been impeached. So what does it tell you? I'm comfortable that happened, so that we would have all made peace. And by the time we come, we all work as a team. Do you want to rush just because you want the governor, and at the end of the day, you have not made any peace? And today, they are still taking to restore democratic governance, at least in the local level.
Let's talk about that. Your party, the PDP, had primaries to pick candidates for the local government election that is in about a month. My findings reveal something very curious, which is this kind of alliance between the PDP and the APC, not to oppose each other. I'm telling you what I found out.
I think you're telling me that for the first time.
I don't know.
But that would be unfair.
Okay, let me put the question and then you tell me that this is not correct.
Okay.
What I gather is that in most local governments, there is that working alliance between the PDP and the APC, where the chairmanship candidate is on the platform of the PDP, the vice chairman will be from the APC. And if it's from the APC, the vice chairman will be from the PDP. And that was what happened in all the local governments, because your party, the PDP, and your other party, the APC, are aligned.
No, we don't have statements.
Okay, sorry. The party that you are, in which you are a minister, the APC.
I'm not a minister in APC.
APC government.
Fine.
So is that part of the peace that we are likely to see, the larger peace that we are likely to see in River State, that is what political capital?
Frankly speaking, you are the one telling me this now.
Really?
I say you are the one telling me this, and you are not giving me the names of who is a chairmanship here that APC is the party. You have not told me anything. You have not made a statement that if PDP is the chairmanship candidate, APC is the party. Give me an example. See this local government. See this local government. What did you want?
That's your local government.
Yes. Yes.
You were there. You attended the party primary.
What happened? The PDP candidate.
The APC did hold any primary.
I'm not aware of that. How would I know about this? Listen, why not be patient for research to publish those who are participating, those who are not, before you jump to conclusion. Now, assuming they're not conceding that what they are saying here is an alliance. What's wrong with an alliance that will bring peace in the state? Assuming they're not conceding. What do you like where you'll be having problems? No. Assuming that is even the arrangement. Will you not be happy that for once that politicians can sit to say, look, let us not do what do you call this syndrome of only you, the one that takes it off. So look, this is our state. All of us are from here.
I want to ask that question.
No, I said assuming they're not conceding. After assuming,
so you don't believe that is what
is a simple English. I said assuming what they did is correct.
Not considering.
I'm not considering to them because I'm not aware. But I said assuming what they did, as you are saying, is correct. Will you not even be happy that that is taking me to use it as one other says to emulate that? So if that is the case, I thought you should have said if that is correct, then encourage them. But for now, I'm not aware.
Minister, if this were to be correct, like you had pointed out, this gentleman agreement between the PDP and the APC, from your standpoint, would it be beneficial or detrimental to the people of River State?
If the people said it what they want, how will someone feel beneficial? If that's what they have chosen, of course.
Is it the people or the politicians now?
The politicians are not people.
Well, they stand on different reasons.
You make fundamental errors. You remember that when you say people, they are leaders of the people, right? In your family, for example, family and family listen to you. Is that not correct? Is that not correct?
That's correct.
You have family meetings. They say they look up to you. Is that not correct?
That's correct.
So, if you take a decision, it means to be beneficial for people. You see, most of you think that politicians don't come from anywhere. I don't have a home. I don't have a village. And I'm not from the community. I came from air. Do you know, as I go home, people come to ask me, what is our position? What do we do as regards to this? And I prefer what? This is my own thinking.
That's you, but can you speak for all politicians who get into office and alienate themselves from the people? But my question really is still on local government elections. There are those who say, should the election go ahead as announced by RISEC, it will be a recipe for litigation for so many reasons.
Wow.
One, they say it is holding under a state of emergency, which is an anomaly. Yes. They also say the notice of election does not meet the statutory 90 days. It is 21 days. Are you not concerned? Plus, they also say, following my colleague, there's a pattern that has also emerged that your loyalists are emerging as the candidates of the chairmanship. It does look like your structure is back in place. What do you say to people like that?
I don't know who have decided who my loyalists are. But let me know for the fundamental question you ask. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. You know the problem I have in this country? People are used to television advocates. With all due respect, where you advocate law, it's not on television, it's in the courtroom. When the state of emergency was declared, they said it was illegal. How many of them have pursued the case till today?
The party has.
Where is it? Have they pursued it? Have they pursued the case?
Of the Supreme Court?
Have they pursued the case? Filing a matter for people to say we have filed a matter does not mean that you want to pursue the matter. We don't do respect to you. It's to play to the gallery. We don't do respect. But let me come to the point. I am not quoting Supreme Court judgment. Who went to court over that Supreme Court judgment? It was we. When we went to court, people were advocating on television. When the judge gave that judgment, that the election should not hold, because it don't mean a requirement. You came out on television lambasting the judge that the judge took bribe. Yes. The law petition that the judge took bribe. The matter went to Court of Appeal. Court of Appeal overturned that judgment. And the matter went to Supreme Court. The House Court of Law made a pronouncement and said the judgment of the lower court of the Federal High Court was right. Today it has become the law, is it not? It's not. So you are now quoting. All of them are now quoting. IMEC was quoting it. But during that matter, what was the position in court? Let me move further. He said an emergency is an abbreviation. But allowed by law. The law knows of a period of an emergency situation. The Emergency Act of 1961, I'm coming. Particularly Section 3 of that law provides that every emergency, and then the Governor General then was not President, Governor General. And you remember, the 1999 Constitution gives the President the power to modify laws of colonial period or even the military. And that was in 2004 under President Obasanjo. He now got the modification of 2004 under the Emergency Act and retained those provisions that under the emergency rule, the President can suspend, modify some aspects of the law. The President can modify, suspend some aspects of the law and allow the President to make a regulation that will guide the governance of the emergency areas. And that was why the President Bill, based on the modification law of 2004, made by Obasanjo, now made regulations. The first regulation, what they call emergency how to conduct local government election, was made in June. No May, but was made in June, where the President said, look, emergency how to conduct local government election in order to bring back democratic structures in certain emergency areas. There is a need to suspend or modify the application of the Electoral Act of 2022, the application of the local government, the River State Local Government Independent Law, the River State Independent River State Local Government Law, and the River State Local Government Election Tribunal Law, and gave 90 days within which the election should be conducted in order to bring back democratic structures. Man, it is only in the local government that there was no democratic structure, which was nullified by the Supreme Court. Now, when you now say emergency, that they have no power to conduct election, how could anybody say so? You remember the Supreme Court said, where there is no local government, they cannot have access to funds for foundation account. And no governor can set up caretaker committee. Is it not correct? Now, because of the emergency rule, that judgment was set aside, was kept at the bench, and to allow the local government to access funds. And that's why they appointed sole administrator in local government. You also know the Supreme Court said, because there's no budget for the state government, they cannot have access to federation account. Now, assuming that the emergency rule, would local government have access funds today? Would the state have access funds today? Certainly not. So the essence of the emergency rule becomes imperative. Now, I'm coming. I'm just conscious of that. No, this one should take more of your time than any other one. Now, the president, in his wisdom, to bring peace and restore democratic governance in local government, came again with another regulation, which was signed in July, that this election must be conducted within 30 days, because the president, from my understanding, does not want to extend the emergency rule. Because extending the emergency rule will not be palatable to the people. But then, if you don't do local government election, and then you leave the emergency rule, how will local government access funds? And when the governor cannot appoint a committee based on Supreme Court judgment, and they cannot get money, is that not crisis in the local government? Is that not crisis? And the president said, look, we don't want this crisis again. While you are here now, conduct this election so that the democratic structure in the local government, so that as this emergency rule is being lifted, the government comes, the assembly comes, right? The assembly comes, and then they take care of the state, and then there's democratic structure in local government, and then they will have access to their funds. If you don't do that election now, the governor comes, the governor will give notice of 1 year by the Supreme Court judgment, and when you give notice of 1 year, you cannot set up a caretaker committee, and they cannot have access to the federation account. What happens in the local government?
All right. We understand all of that.
So people should, you see, people should, what if you don't have an idea, if you don't know anything, call people, what is this? What is this? If not every day, okay, why not challenge this? Why not challenge this? Emergency rule allows the president to make regulations, allows the president to suspend and modify some aspects of the law. And that's what they have done by suspending some aspects of the Electoral Act of 2022, which he has the power.
All right. Honorable Minister, our time is fast spent. We have just about 3 minutes. You have not hidden your admiration for President Tinubu. 2027 will soon be around the corner.
Yes.
Should the president still come from the south?
Before, where will it come from? It will come from where?
I'm asking, should.
Don't you know my position and our position?
So the question is, how fundamental is that? Because if your party, one of the reasons why you were angry with your party was because it went to the north. It went to a northern candidate. They very open.
Yes.
Now your party, you say things are beginning to settle there. If indeed, or when indeed they settle properly, and they go to the south, will you be supporting a southern candidate from your party? Or will you still be supporting
Why not this? You would have asked me. Why do I think I got not to support President Tinubu? I will answer that quick question. Let me tell you, I presented a paper in Abafima University, and I did say the biggest problem majorly is leadership. When you get the right leadership, things will begin to change, improve. If you bring somebody from the south in PDP, and I know it does not have the leadership qualities, take for example, every president in this country, right from 1999, have always said that oil subsidy is a scam. They believe so. But nobody has had the courage to say, well, this is a scam. What do we do? You know,
President Jonathan,
I'm coming. You know, you don't know. If I do it now, if I don't do it now. Nobody was able to do it. Nobody. The day the man was sworn in, he didn't go to his office first before he took that decision.
Yeah, but you just heard President Jonathan did. And it was in the cabinet research. President Goodluck Jonathan did, and there were protests, and then he returned.
Okay, but protests, we are going to protest in this. Was there a protest in this? Have you not been able to solve the problem?
Were they as strong as...
What is strong? How do I know? How do I know? I would have known.
You're not the
one I'm talking about. Let me tell you. Leadership. If you want to do something, let me tell you, don't do half-heartedly. If you know that, not temporarily, not small. Look, a president said, I am going to do this. He knows there will be challenges. He knows there will be a kind of a backlash. But he said, look, I'm going to do it. For a short time, we'll suffer it. But in the long run, we're going to benefit it. Today, look at the money each state is getting. Before, it was not. I've been taking that step. People suffer for it at the initial time, but we're coming to, stay with it and things are going to change. That's what leadership is all about.
So regardless of who your party feels, you're going to be supporting...
So if we are feeling an entity.
I'm just asking.
So at my level, because I'm a PDP, you can't do somebody I know cannot even say anything.
Even if it's your friend.
You don't have to have confidence in your party.
I will say so. Before you talk about them, let me tell you, first of all, do the right thing. Bring back the national vice chairman of the South Side. That's one. Before we talk about when these are people who also participate in that convention. If you deny my vote to participate in national convention, why would I be happy?
Honorable, we have to go. It's always tidy to end and land, softly rather than being yanked off. So, in order to prevent being yanked off, we just have to end this.
Yes.
Thank you so much. My colleagues, Festus, thank you so much. And of course, on this one.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'll also use the channel television.
It's my pleasure.
The question doesn't already, but we just have to end this show. Probably look forward to the next edition. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister.
Thank you.
We appreciate your time. That's how we got the answer of today's edition of Media Chat with the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, His Excellency, Dr. Yes, of okay. Thank you so much.
I'm not taking you an honorary degree or so.
We keep calling you.
I don't need a word to doctor.
Thank you for your time with us. We'll see you again. My name is Benga Aruleba.